Hey everybody, what's up? It's Michael Termini with the Game House, and today I'm joined by Winston, who you may remember from his days on TSM Academy. But we are here at Scouting Grounds 2021, and it's been quite an interesting event so far. You were drafted to Team Mountain, so how's that been going for
Mhm.
you?
Uh, Pretty good overall. We've been pretty much winning every scrim. Our official matches were going well. We had some bumps in the road into Cloud. They had some good prep into us. We definitely should have won the series. So not the happiest about that, but we definitely learned a lot from it, which I think is important before the finals, which I strongly believe we still will make. Uh, and we're still like kind of first place in seeding and all that, which I think is like still cool. And I'm still confident in my teaming, but there was definitely a lot of mistakes that we made, and I'm glad kind of we were able to identify them. And the coaching staff has been super awesome at helping with us. And yeah.
So you're with your former mid laner Bradley from the days on Wildcard Red,
Mhm.
which I guess was really recent. But how has that been having that mid jungle duo maintained? Has that helped you in any sense?
Yeah, for sure. I think since me and Bradley have a lot of experience and we've been everything we've kind of played or done together, we've been super successful in, has made it really easy to transition into this event as well. I think our communication is still super good. We still are super strong and kind of have adjusted to the kind of meta picks that kind of allow us to play through mid really strongly and transition that to kind of the how the draft plays out in the sidelines of the game. So I think that me and Bradley are continuing to play like really well together. We're definitely the strongest mid jungle 2v2 in the event. And despite the hiccups today, we definitely learn from that, and then we'll be able to kind of show it the rest of the next couple of days as well as in the finals, and hopefully just finish the event out strong. But yeah, overall it's been a super great experience. Still playing with him and all that.
So you're one of three players from Wildcard Red. Dapshin is obviously here as well. So what do
Mhm.
you think that says about that team? Were you guys like as good as you showed at Proving Grounds, or do you think that it's just you have a lot of that young talent and it's naturally going to show up at Scouting Grounds?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, I guess throughout the summer split, we were the most dominant amateur team, and we did well at PG, not as well as we should have, but because we were still our performance was the best of all the amateur teams. We all got the invite to go to scouting grounds. And yeah, like I think Bradley and Daption are both like super talented players, and they've both definitely deserved their spots here. And yeah, I think it's cool that through that amateur experience, and we were able to kind of get the opportunity to play in this event. So yeah.
So this has been a wild year, I guess year and a half for you. So from TSN
Mhm.
Academy to Solifide, Solified, that whole controversy, and now the wild
Mhm.
card. What did you learn from this just absolute roller coaster? What did you take away?
Yeah. I think at least like going from academy back to amateur was definitely unfortunate. It's not a situation a lot of people want to be in. But I think I definitely, since I'm so passionate about this game and still love it, it's, going from where I wanted to be to where, like kind of I was beforehand. It was a bummer, but it's not something that kind of dragged me down and kind of forced me into a position where, I didn't want to compete and eventually get back to academy. And I think it was definitely really needed for me because when I did step onto TSM, I was in a roster with a lot of experienced players, and I wasn't very knowledgeable at the game at the time. Um, so yeah, just getting the opportunity to be in the amateur environment, still around like really good players, but also like fresher faces, specifically on wildcard players, and like you were mentioning before, Bradley Daption, um, who don't have as who at the time when I started working with them didn't have as defined ideas of how to play the game, really made or kind of allowed me to find my own voice in a team, be able to kind of direct the type of gameplay and like really play with players that were able to kind of support how I wanted to play. So, for example, I guess like Bradley being a super aggressive mid laner gave me a lot of opportunities and options to be able to use his priority to kind of affect different ways of the map, either affect my matchup, affect the map, sidelines, etc. So I think being able to play with a lot of different pressure faces has really allowed me to develop my game, grow my game, and transition from being someone who wasn't able to kind of apply his voice in a game to be someone who's really good direction leader and can individually provide a lot to my teammates and help them succeed. So yeah, I think that like you were saying, it's been like it's been a long year, for sure, and I'm hoping that by the end of this event, we can finish up really strong, and then yeah, hopefully get back to academy, which is where like I know I belong, and I just need to keep showing that, keep working on that, and then hopefully I'll get that opportunity.
So you touched on it there, but your goal of this event is to make it back to not Scouting Grounds Academy. Sorry, is that where you see yourself in like next year, visualizing?
Yeah, for sure. I think that individually, like I've continued to kind of develop my game, mechanics and all that, and and I've maintained like a super like on top of being successful in amateur, I was able to also maintain a super high solo queue rate. Like I think like if I wasn't to have qualified for amateur, I still would have through solo queue because I was around like kind of top 10, top 5 for like the entire season. So I think individually, like through solo queue, that's an outlet that um I'm able to really stay sharp individually, and then amateur is also an outlet where I'm able to still play competitively, and continue to work on my team play. So yeah, I think I've done a lot of the right steps. Just individually as a person, as long as like working well with others, and I hope like that opportunity does come. I just think I need to continue to step up, especially like with my teammates in SG, playing with like newer teammates, people who are newer to competitive, and just really make sure at all times of the each individual game, I'm really leading my teammates in putting themselves in positions where they can be successful along with myself. So yeah, I'm hoping that yeah, that's definitely my goal, and I'm gonna do everything in my control to hopefully make that happen. So yeah.
So this is your second Scouting Grounds event, but the
Mhm.
format is a little bit different this year. So obviously in the
Mhm.
past it was in the studio, there was the draft and all of that, but this year it's all online and there is no draft. So I want to know your
Mhm.
thoughts on it as someone who's been to the event before.
Yeah, the first time I went to the event, was the first time I was like kind of consistently high elo, and I went through solo queue that time, not the amateur route. And I think I perform like I kind of at that event, it wasn't I was still really new to the game and how it kind of functions at a competitive level. And I definitely played really poorly at that event. So, but I think obviously the LA experience the 2 years ago was really awesome. Just being able to meet a lot of the solo queue people you meet, or the kind of the friends you make online, getting the opportunity to meet with them, traveling, being in a different environment, like kind of emphasizing the seriousness, the competitiveness, the kind of like the value or the validity of what you're doing. Unfortunately, obviously, due to COVID, it's online, which isn't the greatest experience because, obviously, it's still awesome that Riot's having the event and giving us players the opportunity to be directly looked at by other teams. Um, but yeah, I think that in comparison, I think also like you're saying, there's a lot of reasons why, like for example, there isn't a draft anymore, which Riot have like really kind of like pressed on to make sure that players have the best opportunity to land on these academy teams. And I just hope that at least individually, and for a lot of the people who are ready to play academy and eventually just get that opportunity to play academy and eventually make LCS, that a lot of the LCS stories are really looking at that native talent that's kind of competing at this event, and just seeing like the talent that's there, and hopefully giving them that opportunity to thrive. So yeah.
All right, well, final question here, a little bit of a for fun one to end things. Well, what's your favorite Pokemon?
That's tough. I played a lot of Pokemon when I was a child. It's been a couple of years now since I was because that was my biggest game. I guess I don't really have a favorite per se,
What's one that's
but I'll
close to the
say
heart then?
it's hard. I'll say this though. The Pokemon game that I spent the most time on was Pokemon Diamond, if you remember that one. I think
Yep, that was
I
my
had this
first.
routine. Yeah, I had this routine where I put thousands of hours onto that game, and kind of after I beat the game, I don't know why I did this, but for some reason I still didn't get bored of just catching random Pokemon and leveling up to level 100 for
Mhm.
like not a specific goal. But yeah. But I guess there's a lot of cool ones. I guess in that one, who's my starter? I think it was Piplup.
Yeah, it's
Piplu's a cool one. I think it's
Empoleon is the final
Emporion.
evolution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a cool one. There's a lot of cool ones for sure. I think it's still developing, right? Like the whole like Pokemon scene and all that.
Oh yeah,
So
there's always going to be a new
yeah.
game on the horizon.
Yeah, maybe I'll when I get time. I've just been so busy, like kind of like when I transitioned to League, I just got so it's kind of one of those games that really takes up a lot of your life if you're trying to like make it your lifestyle, you know. So
Yeah.
it's hard to like get the time where you're staying on top of it and also like staying up with all the Pokemon stuff. But yeah, I guess that's the best answer I can give to you. I can't
Fair enough, man.
really
Fair
think,
enough.
but yeah,
Well, thank you very much.
hopefully that's cool.
You're good. Don't worry about it. Thank you very much for the interview. I appreciate the opportunity, and best of luck at the rest of the event. For more
Thank
coverage
you.
of Scouting Grounds 2021, check out the Game House and more videos on our channel.